In March 2025, a camera 600 meters under the South Atlantic caught something no human had ever seen alive, a colossal squid drifting in the dark. 100 years after science named it. 100 years of nothing but corpses in whale stomachs. Sailors had been describing that animal for centuries. We called them liars. And it's not the only legend that turned out to have a body. There's a unicorn in the fossil record. There are tiny humans in a cave in Indonesia. 4 creatures, 3 of them already confirmed. The 4th one is where this gets strange. For centuries, Scandinavian sailors described something enormous in the water. Arms, an animal the size of an island. Naturalists filed it under superstition. Then the beak started washing up, then whole carcasses. By the 1850s, the giant squid had a scientific name, but nobody had ever seen one alive. Not once. Every giant squid on Earth was a dead one. That held until 2004, when 2 Japanese researchers hung a baited camera nearly a kilometer down and got the first photographs of a living giant squid in the wild. And the bigger cousin, of the colossal squid, the heaviest invertebrate on the planet, stayed invisible for another 20 years. There was an animal in Siberia called Elasmotherium, a rhinoceros roughly the size of a mammoth with a huge bony dome on its skull. For a long time, we assumed it died out around 200,000 years ago. Then better dating came in. It survived until at least 39,000 years ago, which means modern humans and the Siberian unicorn were on the same landscape at the same time. People saw that animal. Now, go to the island of Flores in Indonesia. Local tradition described the Abu Gogo, small, hairy people who once lived in the forest. In 2003, in a cave on that exact island, archaeologists pulled out the skeleton of an adult human relative about 1 meter 10 tall, a completely unknown species. The press called them hobbits, so folklore keeps pointing at real bones. What happens when we finally test a monster? In 2017, a research team did something nobody had properly done before. They took 9 physical specimens collected across the Himalayas and the Tibetan Plateau, bone, tooth, skin, hair, droppings, all of it held as yeti evidence, and sequenced the DNA. Here's the result. 8 of the 9 were bears: Tibetan brown bear, Himalayan brown bear, Asian black bear. The 9th was a dog. And this is the twist most people get backwards. That isn't a debunk. Read it again. Every single sample was a real animal. Nobody faked anything. People in the highest, harshest mountains on Earth were encountering something genuinely enormous, genuinely dangerous, a bear that stands taller than a person. And the story traveled further than the animal ever did. A legend is a report with the details worn smooth by retelling. Sometimes the animal is still alive, the squid. Sometimes it's extinct and the story outlived it, the unicorn, the tiny people. Sometimes it's standing right in front of you wearing fur, the yeti. And we're still doing this. The okapi was confirmed in 1901. The coelacanth, thought dead for 66 million years, walked into a fishing net in 1938. The saola, a horned mammal nobody in science had ever recorded, turned up in Vietnam in 1992. One study estimated that around 86% of land species and 91% of ocean species still have no name. We have not finished the list. So when someone tells you a creature isn't real, notice what they're actually saying. Not, it doesn't exist. Just, we haven't caught it yet. 100 years passed between naming the colossal squid and seeing one alive. Somewhere out there is an animal in that same gap right now, already described in somebody's story, still waiting on the footage. Subscribe and we'll keep going until we run out of monsters. Based on the numbers, that's going to take a while.